First and foremost, and I want to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Rakar, Rakar Kodash. I give double honor to the elders and pastor Great Millstone, who well and teacher with sound doctrine, and peace and blessings to the elect. No, I just want to read Proverb, the 29th chapter. I was just reading a video. So like I was just watching a video by the elder Manata Zakba. Shalawami how by Shimi or Shai Barakata. Elder, if somehow you have come across the video, but I'm not sure if I'm not sure if the elder will see this or whatnot. Cause I'm not really about it like it's many views still, but just have to build up and just keep doing video, build up consistency. But that's the important thing, cause the most important person who watches is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. They both watch and they see and they know. There's nothing hidden from the Most High. Remember the most Yahweh eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So there is nothing in heaven, under heaven, there is nothing anywhere that remains hidden from him. But Proverbs, the 29th chapter, he that is often reproved hardens his neck. And what does this mean? This is when you're reproved, this means someone that's always corrected. For example, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong, for example, and you say, no, no, this is not how you do this. You have to do it like this. Or, for example, or if I Benjamin or somebody else say, yo, brother, you have sense. You have to do it like this. You know, say this way you have to do it. You have to do it or something like that, bro. Yeah, go on with. Oh yeah, do it, bro. Oh yeah, move. So, brother, why you do the thing like this? You know, see how this your way if you do it thing, bro, or something like that. But the main thing is is a correction you face, and you prove you are corrected. But the reason why you're hardening your neck is because you're saying, I understand. I hear you and thing like that. But me want to do this my way, and you can do this your way. Me no really want to hear what you say. You understand? Me no really want to hear how you want to do your thing and thing like that. Me want to do this my way. You understand? Like I comment like that. I want to do so like that. When you're hard your neck, that's another way of saying you're being stubborn. Shall suddenly be destroyed. Why? Because you you not taking correction, you not taking a form of guidance, you make yourself stubborn. It's something that could lead to your death. For example. So, for example, someone could tell you, all right, cross, all right, don't run across the road without looking. I want to run across the road. I don't want to listen to you. If I want to run across the road, that's my choice. And then all of a sudden, one of the time you run across the road, it ends up costing you being hit by a car, and that's you being destroyed is another way of saying, hey, you can get judgment, and that shall suddenly be destroyed, and that without remedy. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, as the scripture says. When the righteous bear through, the people rejoice. When the wicked bear through, the people mourn. But and you see the people right now are in mourning. All across, not just in one country, all across the world, the people are in mourning. But when the wicked bears rule, the people mourn. Whoso loveth wisdom rejoices his father, but he who keepeth company with harlots spendeth his substance. And the brothers will know that because when you're around when you're around, as it would say, the Jezebels, when you're around certain chicks, they're just saying they're just gonna rinse you. They're simply gonna rinse you. Like you see it everywhere. You see it everywhere. Like they say, oh, as such and such shouldn't be targeting me if he's not willing to spend such and such a funds on me. And these will be the same females with an only fun. A lot of these will be the same females who, man, like they'll be beat out. These will be straight, as the scripture says, harlots. These will be women that are beat out. Because you're spending your money on it because you want something in return. The king the king by judgment establishes the land, but he that receiveth gifts overthroweth it. A man that flattereth his neighbor spreadeth a net for his feet. In the transgression of an evil man there is a snare, and a snare is a trap. But the righteous does sing and rejoice, meaning the righteous are happy. The righteous are happy. The righteous consider the cause of the poor, but the wicked regard it to not know it. Sorry, let me see if I can get it in the NLT. So let me just double check what verse is that. Yeah, let me just see it in NLT. Proverb 29. The godly care, Proverb 29 and 7, the godly care about the rights of the poor, the wicked do not care at all. That's so you have, for example, you have, hmm, even, cause even in, cause even if Esau was righteous, if Esau, if these people are a good conscience, like people, you have people that are doing astronomically well. And you have people that are still, you have people that are homeless, and some people that struggle to buy food. Like you have injustice where the average person struggles to buy a house, and you have because they don't make enough on the house prices, and then you may have one that afford 100. So, but these people at the top, they think their kingdom is gonna continue forever. That's why they're not even among their own nation. They're not concerned about the lower level Edomites as well. They just kind of, it's as the scripture said, there is no, lest there be any profane, lest there be any profane person as Esau, because Esau is a brother wicked. Esau is the most wicked. Esau is the most wicked when you come for a standard of wickedness. This man came out the womb wicked, and from when he's been on the scene, he's been doing nothing about the wickedness. The man is incapable of doing righteous. Scornful men bring a city into a trap, but wise man turneth away wrath. Because for wisdom, you have to know how to navigate certain situations, and you have to know how to navigate certain conversations. like for example, you may be like you have situations where people have been like you see videos of someone in a situation with the police where the police may have said, pull over, let me check. And then all of a sudden they're being very vocal and say, why you pull me over for? Why you pull me over for? Why you check my ID for? Them kind of things, and say, why you check my ID for? Me bring any ID for you, officer? I know them kind of things. And those are causes. I remember the officer is human. And I remember the brother Haran was saying, you have to take into account these officers are human, and of course, you have I like the older cops that are strong about their job, and I often are right, but you give them a reason if they're having a bad day. You give them a reason to make your day more difficult, and they will. If a wise man contendeth with a foolish man, whether he rage or laugh, there is no rest, because you cannot tell a fool that he is not right, because he will have 1,000,001 reasons as to why what he said is right. For example, if my car was if my car was a color black, if my car was black, for example, and a man say, yo, say your car is not black. Your car is not black. I know the color of your car, and your car is not black. But me have a specification. Me buy a black car and my car black. My jacket black and my car are the same color as my jacket. And then you say, your jacket not black, and your car not black. Your car white. And you will come up with 1,000,001 explanation as to why your car must be white. And your logic won't mean anything, and it won't reach anywhere, because logic in that scenario would not make any sense, because he is not willing to listen to reason. But the bloodthirsty hate the upright, but the just seek his soul. Because an upright person is upright. If you're upright, that's another way of saying righteous, is a righteous person. And that's someone that you can always feel the spirit of someone like that. You can always feel the spirit of someone like that. A fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in until after. And that is, giving out too much information. Some of the time you just have to keep things silent. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. The poor and the deceitful man meet together. The Lord lighteneth both their eyes. The king that faithfully judges the poor, his throne shall be established forever, because that is a just king. The rod and reproof give wisdom, but a child left to himself bringing his mother to shame. Because why? Because children need guidance. As the scripture said, train, roughly paraphrase, train a child. You train a child in a way that he should go, and when he's grown, when the child is old, he won't depart from the path. But you have to train a child. But if you leave a child to his own devices, they're gonna bring you shame, because the child can pick up bad habits, and you're not correcting those bad habits. So those bad habits will continue to develop, because he was thinking that what I'm doing is right. When the wicked are multiplied, transgression increase, but the righteous shall see their fall. Correct thy son, and he shall give thee rest. Yea, he shall give delight unto thy soul. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. A servant will not be corrected by words, for though he understand, he will not answer. Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than him. Let me see. And this is, I'm just seeing an NLT for further edification. Proverbs, the 30th verse again. There is more hope for a fool than someone who speaks without thinking. He that delicately bringeth up his servant from a child shall have him become his son at the length. An angry man stirreth up strife, and strife means contention, and a furious man abounds in transgression. A man's pride shall be brought low, but honor shall uphold the humble in spirit. Whoso partner with a thief hateth his own soul. He heareth cursing and bewrayeth it not. The fear of a man bringeth a trap, but whoso put his trust in Jehovah shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from Jehovah Shai. An unjust man is an abomination to the just, and he that is upright in the way is an abomination to the wicked. But I want to close off there. Pray that this was edifying. It was just a quick hit whilst I was, in transit. And in closing, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh by Shim Yoshai by Shim Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom.